Good morning. It was a rough night for me last night. I was up most of the night with digestive issues, so I'm gonna take it easy today. Make some CCFT, that's cumin, coriander, fennel, and in lieu of your regularly scheduled episode, I'm gonna attach some yoga snippets from the last couple of months, the ones that I normally would have added to Yoga for Knitters, but I didn't do any Yoga for Knitters, so I will add them, at least one, maybe two, for today. Hope you enjoy, and I will see you again tomorrow.
All right. This month has been a really busy one and a really emotionally chaotic one because we have, my firstborn daughter graduating, and then next month, my partner's daughter graduating. So it's a lot of change and a lot going on. So I thought, for my own sanity and for yours, because I know that life is just like that. You know, there's always something major happening, whether we ask for it or not. It's how we decide to deal with it that impacts our life. But the more calm we can be, the more collected and the more present, the better we can handle all of these wonderful life changes. So today's practice is a short version of a restorative practice where I walk you through, I think it's 8 different poses that you can do at your own time at home. And these poses are incredibly wonderful to undo that sitting posture, that forward folding posture, and open your heart. So I hope you enjoy. If you want to watch the longer practice, it's available on my May installment for Patreon. And of course, as usual, you can find all of me on the socials. So enjoy, and I hope you feel amazing. Good morning, and welcome to your monthly yoga class. It is a delightfully soggy day outside, which is great because it has been way too dry. Everyone's been worried. We don't know how good the hay crop is going to be. Now we can say, at least with this moisture, there's going to be hay. I finally got the garden in, and if I look a little disheveled, it's because last night we celebrated the first of 2 high school graduations in our home this year. Hard to believe that we're sending 2 children off as adults. They're not really children anymore, although when I look at them, I still see those little babies. It was an emotional time, and I'm still not totally through it, but I think I'm past the hard part. And it was really joyful to watch child number 2 walk across the stage and get her diploma, and then to see her in her beautiful dress and do the march and the dance. And then this morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, really fun to go to Safegrad and help to do my volunteering stuff, but also watching the kids celebrate in their way. The end of an era, really. So it was pretty cool, but let me tell you, I'm tired, emotionally bagged, and a bit physically drained. Haven't had much sleep. So today's class is all about restorative postures to get you rested. They're wonderful. They make you feel great. If you nod off during class, that's totally fine too. That's obviously what your body needs if that happens, so let it happen. Set an alarm if you think you might need one, just in case you have something to do after class, and that way you really don't have to worry. You can just do what your body wants to do. So I'll walk you through the postures first so that you know what they are. That's for the short version of the class, and then patrons will do a full class after that with every single posture. So props that you're going to need for today's class are a bolster, and be creative. If you don't have a bolster, make something look like a bolster. A strap, same thing. You can get away with a folded up tea towel. And did I say bolster? A foam block. This is called a foam block. This is called a bolster. Again, you can do with something. You could wrap a pillow up in a bath towel or something like that. Whatever makes a shape that's about that size. Okay, so we have our props. We're going to begin on our bellies, and we're going to use this as a way to support a cobra pose. So the bolster goes into your lower abdomen. Maybe for me, because it's a fairly big bolster, it's more like my middle upper abdomen. The hips are on the floor, and just wiggle your legs back until you get into the position. Now this is going to open the muscles in the front of the body. The muscles that get very tight from too much sitting in the bleachers in my case, sitting in an office chair, just too much sitting around. And you know they say sitting is the new smoking. So that's position number 1 to open the front body. Position number 2 is, oh yes, we're going to come right onto our bellies. Forehead down onto the mat. And we're going to breathe into the pressure that the bolster creates in our abdomen. This is going to really improve our digestion, which can get sluggish when we're not doing enough physical activity, when we're not doing enough walking, or we just aren't eating quite enough fruits and vegetables or drinking enough water. So that is position 2. Both of those are done on your belly. Position number 3, we're going to move on to our backs. Bring the knees into your chest and then twist from side to side, holding as long as you like. This is really great for wringing out the belly, the intestines, the abdomen, and because we were just putting pressure on the lower belly, this is really going to help to rinse things out. So you will hold each side for as long as you wish. Position number 4. We are going to do a heart opener. Nope, shoulders on the ground. Shoulders on the ground. So take your bolster. You're going to place your keister at the end of the bolster and then come all the way down until the shoulders are on the ground. So you've got like that reverse kind of position where we're the opposite of flexion. Extension, we're extending the spine. We're just going to relax here. Hold that as long as you need to. It feels so good. To get out of this one, roll off your bolster. Whew. It's a lot easier than trying to do a sit-up, trust me. Alrighty, next one is a heart opener. So this time we're going to put the bolster crosswise on the mat. Line it up so that it's roughly at where your bra would be. And then you're going to roll up and over it. Now you can bring the head right to the floor, or if that doesn't feel super awesome for your neck, use the bolster under your head like so. Now, your hands and arms can be open to the side like this. This is great. However, sometimes that pinches a nerve and makes the arms feel tingly. So if that's the case, just bring the hands up and relax them on your belly. You're still getting that heart opener because the thoracic spine, that's the spine that's attached to your rib cage, is getting a bit of a straightening out here. So that feels great. To get out of this one again, best way is to roll over to the side and then come on up. Now take that bolster and we're going to make it lengthwise on the mat and set it up right at your sacrum. Now this part you can do with a strap. You can also do it with pillows. If you have lots of pillows, it's actually nicer and easier with pillows, but I don't have enough with me here. So what you would do is just squish the pillows up into your upper thighs so that your legs are supported. But seeing as I don't have those, I'm going to go with my strap. And you know what I said earlier, you can use a dish towel. In this one, you can't. It's just not long enough. So try maybe the strap from your house coat would work good if you don't have one of these. So I'm going to put the short end on the inside of my right thigh, wrap it around my back, and then across the inside of my left thigh. Wrap it around the outside or the underside of my feet, and then strap myself in. Okay, so the idea of the strap is that it's supposed to support your thighs so that the inner thighs can relax and there isn't a lot of work happening here or struggle. So as you come backwards onto the bolster, play around with the length of that strap, and if it doesn't feel great to have your head all the way back on the bolster, then try that foam block. Awesome. So this is your recline bound angle, really wonderful position. It opens everything in the abdomen. Great if you're having any kind of cramping. To come out of this one, I use those straps to help pull me up, but alternatively, you can roll to the side, or if you can reach that clip on the strap, that's probably best. Unstrap yourself here, and then up you come. All right, second last position, you're going to put the bolster crosswise again on the mat. Take a seat on the bolster and then roll up, roll down, roll down. Okay, so our hips are on the bolster, nice and square. Like if you had your legs up in the air like this, you could just hang out this way. But we're not going to do that. That's optional for later. Lengthen the left leg, pull the right leg in, left heel touches the floor, shoulders touch the floor. But you're pulling in that right leg, and the amount you can pull in really depends on when that left leg starts to lift. So keep that heel glued down. This is extremely subtle, but what you're going to get is a total release through the psoas, which can be just way too tight from all that sitting. Ooh. And then you switch sides, of course, equal amount of time on each side. So this it's like a really sneaky way to get the whole front line of the body recalibrated. And posture is so important. Actually, I was surprised when I watched those young, wonderful new adults walking across the stage, posing for pictures and dressed up in their finery, because there were some serious postural concerns. You know, there was a lot of hunchback, there was a lot of like forward neck, text neck they call it. And I don't know, like I think a lot of these kids aren't aware, body aware, which is one thing that yoga teaches us, thank goodness, is that lovely thing of body awareness. So you can nip a problem in the bud before it becomes a problem. Just recognize, hey, am I standing up straight? All right, last position. You're just going to roll that bolster all the way down to your knees. Hands out at your sides, and this is a beautiful Shavasana. So you want to breathe right into your belly, feeling the belly rise and fall just the same as a sleeping baby. Those babies, those kids were babies yesterday, it seems like. Colicky babies. And you stay in Shavasana as long as you wish. So that is the short version of this wonderful restorative practice. If you're doing this on YouTube or you're doing this with the woolly thistle, then please enjoy and practice at your own pace. If you're here with me on Patreon, then we're going to go ahead into the full practice.